Hey guys, are you back? Everything just froze. I had to reboot the computer. You guys all back? Shit. I hate when that happens. Sorry guys, 1 second. Just gotta set the YouTube up again. Okay guys, sorry. Everybody back? My computer just froze. I had to reboot everything. Welcome back guys. Sorry about that. I apologize. My apologies. Guys all good? In Zoom, we're back. Okay, let me just hit the record again.
Recording in progress.
YouTube, we're all good? You guys are back? Well, I hope you guys come back. Shit. But let's start our analysis on gold. Let's get back into this, okay? So I left off, I was talking about it's in this range right now. It's coiling up for a move, either to move to the upside or to break down, but we'll continue to watch it, okay? Damn, I hope all of those snipers come back on YouTube. But let's get started, okay? So let's get focused again here on the daily. Let's go to the daily and let's do our analysis, okay? So on the daily, guys, so the daily candle should look very, very familiar to you guys if you're doing your analysis every single day here. So our all-time high, 3,500, we are aware of that up here. And this all-time high supply zone right here, okay? So right here, what we've been looking at, stretching it across, making it red, and continuing to push this into the future. Look at gold, like it's getting there. It might be touching this supply zone, going into the long weekend and things like that. So we do have good support still holding just below here. There was minor breaks over here, but it came up, like we can see the lowest point that we've had so far. So we got the all-time high above us, 3,500, and we've got this low point at 3,120, and stretching this across into the future, still holding good support. There was some consolidation with that bearish candle that closed below that, which pushed down to that lowest point but came up bullish. Then we barcoded bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, and we started to come up, one more retest of it and continue to move. And now we're creating a nice daily bull flag that could see continuation to the upside. So now some points of interest within here, okay? And remember what we talked about yesterday? It's trading right in the middle of these two zones. So this is where it can consolidate, which we're seeing. This is where it can range for a little bit, and then either the next move will be coming back up to the red box, or it will go down and maybe test the green box, okay? So the volume has nowhere else to go but either to the red box or the green box, but might take few days here to consolidate on the daily, which we are seeing, okay? So now just going in here and looking for some critical areas inside here. Notice how I'm not doing much below this this line down here low. I don't think gold is going to drop all the way down there today unless something substantial is happening in the markets. But yeah, we gotta figure out what's going on here, okay? So we do have this nice big bullish candle that moved up approximately like 50% of this bearish candle and did close above. But if I'm looking now just off of this bullish volume, what we need to do is look at where's 50% of it, approximately right there, and look at the number, 3,599 and 99 cents. So right at that psychological, number 3,260. I place a yellow line for critical daily points of interest, so that's representing 50%. Another one is right here, and where most of the bodies are and where that daily candle closed right there. So I got a body, kind of got a retest of it, and I have a retest of it today. And you can see now, you look to the left and you can see how it's representing 50% of this bearish candle that came down, and then you continue to go back. This is where you can back test yourself live where your points of interest are, and it's 50% of this big bullish candle, and then you go backwards, and then it's the close of this candle, or sorry, it's the open of this candle, it's the close of this candle. You can see the body of that open, you can see the body of that close, you can see the retest there, and it's going into 50% of this candle. So damn, I wish we had all the traders and we didn't have that little technical glitch, because just showing this yellow line, do you know how important that is? You can see then what we talk about. If volume is above, it's support, 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 couple impulse breaks. And then the volume is above again, it acts as support. When the volume is below, it acts as resistance. But now the volume is above it. So you see now how we're kind of consolidating. So we could push up. But if we do pull back, that's an area of interest. That's an area of interest. Then finally, the green box is the big area of interest. Okay. So now, other areas of interest right here. You see how there's two bodies right here, a body and a body. We've been looking at that all week, but maybe now what we got to look at is maybe like 50% of this bearish candle right there, more importantly. So maybe, and you see I'm not utilizing my Fibonacci tool. I'm just looking where approximately 50% is. And then I see then yesterday we kind of traded right into it, a little bit above it, and got pushed down. Okay, so now let's go off of yesterday's volume and today's volume. So kind of gapped, it closed here, open. It was very bullish at the start of the day where it came up, it broke this, okay? So did it create a new higher high? You see this wick right there? See the yellow line? I'm just showing you with the line. If you match those, that wick is a little bit higher than this wick. So essentially it is still lower high, or like considered to be a tweezer top high, but we don't have like that breakout move to create like a big higher high. So we still are watching that move, but we're watching into today's candle. So it came down, it was bearish, and then it closed bearish with that volume. And then now the transition to the open. So what I do is now I look at from this close to that open, bringing that yellow line. There's the opening price, critical 3,295. When we opened, it was bearish, where it came down there. So that's our low of the day, right there, low of the day, purple line. And then I can see how when it came down, it's going back up. It's higher than yesterday's low, and we're still above 50% of this candle bar. Normally I would make a zone a little bit above, a little bit below. That's up to you if you want to do that, but we lost some time here, so I got to continue getting the charting done here. So coming off of the low of the day, we came back to where we opened, and a lot of bullish volume, pushing up, pushing up. This is a good area, okay, body to body. So let's place a daily point of interest right here, yellow line, and I see it's 3,315, and we pushed above it and continuing to push, but we're still behind yesterday's wick. Okay, so it is filling momentarily. We do have a high of the day. So what I do with this one, now that I got a wick there and a wick there, what I'll do is I'll move that line kind of to maybe yesterday's high, and then for a point of interest to see if we can get up there. And our high wick today is a purple line right there. Okay, so we've got our low, we've got our high, big nice bullish volume, continuing to push up. So let's see if we can break, and then if we can break yesterday's high, what do we have to fill? Basically right up to here, where we got a bar, a close and a bar open, to 3,365. So that's another key daily point of interest, and that's a very important point of interest. I'll tell you why. Because it's the last point of interest, then we touch the bottom of the red box. So just thinking like a big seller. If there's a big seller in the market that's trying to protect their position if they're in a short sell. I'm thinking like not a retail trader. I'm talking about a big institutional trader, a hedge fund that's shorting gold. So maybe they want to protect it. So this would be a key interest point 3365, because if the buyers can get above that, then they're trading in this big red zone, and that's where you can kind of cause a little bit of a short squeeze and things like that. Okay, and then if you continue to trade in here, I would be either focused at 50% of this big bearish bar, like cut it right in half inside this red zone. If you want to kind of get 50% of the red zone, like right there, or you can go to that wick if you like, right up there. I would go more so right in the middle of this red zone to give you that psychological midpoint. Now what I do is I step back and then I look at the overall picture right over here. So when I look at the overall picture, I look at the pattern. Okay, so we came up, big rally up here. Okay, big rally. We broke out, okay, all-time high 3,500, but more where the concentrated volume is in the red box. And sellers pushed it right back down, and we came into the green zone, and it came right back up. So there's your double top, your M, and then we came back down all the way to the green box. You see, it broke, it closed below. That could have caused a big sell in the market, but all it did was it sold down to this orange line, and you can see that they came right back up. So that to me looks like they grabbed some liquidity down there, but the volume is again above the green zone. So the zone is static, right? We just watch the volume, how it moves above or below these zones, and now we got this leg coming back up. So traditionally, are we going to come, and then you see it's a big W. Okay, there's one bottom. This is kind of the second bottom. We're coming back up to that neckline, and we could break for a new all-time high, like to fill that wick and continue to go. However, it could just come up again, what I said, to like here, to this point of interest, that 13365, maybe at the bottom of the red, and the sellers could come in and just start shorting this down again, and it would be essentially a lower high. But right now, we're kind of in the middle of the zone, in the middle of this. We talked about this on our 1 minute price action analysis yesterday, that sometimes it's not the best to trade in right in the middle of a zone, because you've got accumulation, you've got consolidation. So this is where buyers are buying, sellers are selling, buyers are buying, sellers are selling, and then it's the next move is to either come up here and test up here, or it's going to go back down. But when we're in the middle, we're in a flag. So what is it going to do? That's why we got to see, will it come up here, close with daily volume, retest this, then maybe we got enough juice to get back up here, or are these sellers gonna, maybe it's a fake out, then they bring back in this consolidated zone, they close below here, retest this, then the sellers have momentum to test this green zone and maybe break it again, okay? So gold is in a real critical daily area. Like you can kind of consolidate this zone right here. And essentially, if this was like a 5-minute setup, I would be telling all of us same thing. I would be saying, guys, we need to just figure out what's going on here on the 5 minutes. Maybe will the buyers close it above here, retest this, then we could look for a buy, or are the sellers going to bring it down here? And or you just, what I would recommend is you either wait for the volume to come and transact either in this red zone or the green zone, and you either buy off the green zone, you sell off the red zone, unless there's confirmations of candles that are pushing through, closing above, and you guys know the drill. Like, I don't want to constantly go through this every single day and waste time. That's why it's good to join us every day, so you know exactly what we're talking about. And I apologize for the YouTube the technical issue there. So thank you guys for rejoining. Thank you guys, I do appreciate it. I'll put the free Telegram link, I'll pin it back on, but let's just get through business first, okay? So are we okay with that, guys? You see where we are in this, in the overall picture, okay? But it's a bull flag and it's building, okay? So out of today's candle, I'd like to see if the buyers of gold, the bulls, can bring it back up to the purple line high and maybe just kind of test yesterday's high, or maybe even break it out a little further up there, okay? But we still got to acknowledge that there's still resistance behind us. So the wicks are representing resistance, and we're still following this trend coming down. So it could be a pullback, and yes, they could push it down. And remember, if you're trading gold holding over the weekend, we're going into a long weekend. Anything over the weekend can happen, and gold will be affected the way how it opens next week. Okay, so that's daily analysis. We do have some key points of interest. Okay, and now let's go into the hourly. Now let's see how the last few hours have been trading. Okay, so it's been pretty bullish since we hit the bottom down here. This was Thursday pre-London. It made a nice leg back up, pushed down, higher low, was struggling to break this resistance like 3 times. Then it came back down, kind of double bottomed in the green box in here. And then you see some volume close above. Look at how many times it retested, retest. And then it had that momentum to break right through, continue right there. It got a high, pull back, higher low, continue right up there. A couple tests of 3, 3, 4, 5, and then it came back down. So it held this low point down in here and built, and then now we're coming. Now you can see how the hourly candles are consolidating. Blue, black, blue, black. Now it's a shooting star on the hourly coming down. Okay, so right now you see the purple line. The purple line represents the highest point of the day, and we've got this little area in between here. So what I do is I go place my rectangle right at that purple line, and then I catch that body of volume, and stretch it across, right? And I stretch this into the future, and I ask myself, is the volume above or below this point? It's obviously below, so that zone for me, I make red. So this is showing me hourly resistance in the market. It's been tested 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. That's 5 hours it's tested. These are not 5-minute candles. Okay, so it's rejected, 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 rejected. I don't see any blue volume closing above there. So therefore, it's established this resistance, and now we got a shooting star candle coming down in 19 minutes, and it looks to me like a double top. I know you're probably saying, what is this guy smoking? He's smoking some good stuff. Where does he see a double top? I look at it like this. Coming up, there's one top. Coming down here, this area generally is support. And coming back up this wick and this wick, I look at that as another top. And then you see how it's coming down now. So it looks like an M. This was like the exact 5-minute setup we had yesterday. And then we caught that big break dropping down. So where's the support? You can go right to the lowest wick if you like. That's absolutely correct with that. But what I like to do is, I like to stay where the body and the body is. And then not a yellow line. We did yellows for the daily. Now we're on the hourly. So I put a white line. Okay, and then you can see it's kind of support down there. Now, if you kind of want to draw a zone at the white line, I see that wick broke below. I see that wick broke below. I can see that wick broke below. So if I just want to capture a zone, you know, like right there, what I just did to that wick, stretching this now all the way. I get that wick. I get that wick. And I make this zone green. Okay, now maybe you can visually start to see the neckline. So what could happen on that hourly candle is treat it like as if it's a 5-minute setup. It could possibly break. Shit, my mouse. I gotta get a new mouse. The battery wasn't the issue. Why is it doing this? Okay, it could break impulsively, right? And if we get an impulse break, maybe what's 50% of this big bullish candle? Cut it in half right there, okay? So that's the halfway point, and it could impulsively come down there, catch a wick, and go right back up. However, if it does close with bearish volume below there, then maybe we pull back into here, we change this green box to red box. It might be acting as resistance, get retested, and then sellers are selling back down to here, and maybe back down to the yellow daily point of interest. And again, same thing, point of interest. Will it come back up? Will they break it below there, close it below? Will it retest this and continue to drop down? And if we do, again, big bullish bar, identify where 50% of that bar is. Right there, okay? And you can continue to do this any time frame, okay? So now we kind of see how it's moving. And remember, it might pick up a higher low here, might pick up a higher low and still continue to trend up, okay? So this is what we got going on. It is coming down now on the hourly. Is there another hourly resistance? Like below this red box right here, I got a body, and kind of a body right here. So I'm just placing for reference this area like right over here, okay? And then just above us, we got a wick, and a wick, okay? So this is how gold is trading on the 1 hour. It might be, and then you got to watch also for fake outs too, okay? So always keep an eye on fake outs. If you're an hourly trader, if it does break, and then let's say it gets the liquidity and closes back up inside here, then it could come back down and retest this, and then you know they grab some liquidity, and then it might trigger that big strong move to break out of here. So you see now it's a spin top. Now it just turned into a spin top where it was bullish, it was bearish, now it's coming back up. So it's trading again right in the middle with 15 minutes to go. So we'll see how this kind of consolidates in the zone. Gold is not going to just trade in here all day today. Eventually, like it's accumulating the last 5 hours, it will maybe possibly break for a new high and go up here, or it might break down a little bit down here. Now, if we go break above and make a new daily high, there's that daily point of interest at 3345. But what about you and I, like small time scalpers and things like that? I would locate right here, 3338 right here, or like 40 right here, because I got a body, and a body right here. So I would place, again, another white line as reference just to give me a heads up if it comes in here. And that's representing basically 50% of that bearish candle. And then I can see the retest and continue push down. Okay, so you see that impulse break, how it just broke impulsively, created a new high of the day, and they rejected it back down. So there's a lot of volatility I can see right now on this hourly candle, and there's a lot of volume on this one now. Okay, so let's go into the 5 minutes, but prior to do that, now step back and look at the overall kind of picture of the hourly. What you can do with this zone is bring it backwards, okay, and then you can see like kind of that breakout, but then it came back, closed below, retest, and that big drop. So now this is our pattern, what we got going on gold. So it looks like nice, strong breakthrough, a 100 pips on 1 minute rally. I can see it, holy. I know there was a lot of volatility, but remember guys, this hourly candle is gonna close in 14 minutes. So what we can do is go down into the fives now. And there it is. Okay, so on the 5 minutes, okay, wow, holy shit. Okay, so they came all the way down right here at 740, got a huge bullish engulfing candle that, look, it closed right above this entire zone. Okay, so if you had done this, when that body closed and you changed the red to green, and it opened and it came bearish right through that green zone, just above 50% of that candle, and caught a wick and continued to drive up. And then it came rejected. Now it's continued fill, and look at, now it's testing the next hourly point of interest, which we just did right here at 3338.50. And so now, are we going to create a flag of volume up here and maybe create a flag and continue to the upside? Or is this going to be kind of like a fake breakout? Okay, so I'm not in the trade, but definitely I'm watching this. Okay, so look at that, guys. Okay, so just looking at like the 5 minutes, if you look at the 5 minutes like this, big rally, this entire leg, you could look at this entire consolidation in here as like a big, massive bull flag. And then now they're kind of pushing the volume out of here. Maybe if it closed, will it retest this, continue? And then we're going to that daily high up there. So right now, very bullish. Wow. Okay. So now let's just add some indicators. Okay. So what we normally do, we add the 9 EMA. You can see the retest of it retested the 9 EMA. 9 EMA is representing 50% of this body right here. And then let's add our 200 EMA. So we're well above our 200 EMA. So both EMAs are bullish. Volume is above both of these EMAs. And then let's add our, what do we got here? Where's it? Okay, and look at the daily candle. Wow. Okay, so look at today's daily candle on gold. Absolutely bullish. Okay, so careful trying to sell on this thing, because look at what you're selling against. That's a very difficult candle to sell. That's a very bullish candle. Holy shit. Okay, so let's just watch this just for a few minutes here. Wow. Okay. Damn. I wish the we didn't have that technical issue and maybe we could have bought this thing. Okay, so it's like US dollar is also bullish and gold is bullish. So you can see that they're not kind of directly correlated. Where if the US dollar is bullish, then gold has to be. You can see right now clearly that's not the case. My goodness. Okay, so this body is going to close in 45 seconds. And that's another key daily area here. Oh, Armando, was it Trump? Did Trump say something? Let's go. Let's check what Trump said. Is it in here? Let's take a look real quickly. Okay, Trump. Oh, there it is. 722, guys. Trump threatens tariffs on Apple. Tariff of at least 25% if phones are not made in USA. Trump, the EU has been very difficult to deal with, recommending a 50% tariff on the European Union. EU tariff to start June 1st. Talks with the EU are going nowhere. The European Union has been very difficult to deal with. Their powerful trade barriers, VAT taxes, ridiculous corporate penalties, non-monetary trade barriers, monetary manipulation, unfair and unjustified lawsuits against American companies, and more have led to trade deficit with the U.S. of more than 250 million a year, a number which is totally unacceptable. Our discussions with them are going nowhere. Therefore, I am recommending a straight 50% tariff on the European Union starting on June 1st, 2025. There's no tariff if the product is built or manufactured in the United States. Thank you for your attention to this matter, Truth Social. Holy shit, guys. Wow. Okay, so you see, this guy just speaks whenever there was no assigned, like we looked at the news, there wasn't like an assigned announcement where we could have prepared for this. That just came out of nowhere, and look at what happened. So this is to show you how volatile the markets are today with Trump in office. That's a big move. If you were shorting, like think about all these short sellers, shorts, their stop losses are up here. If they even have stop losses. We were talking with a couple traders that were trading with no stop losses and they had their accounts blown on a similar move like this. Okay, so you have to be very careful, guys. Wow. Okay, so that is an absolute monster of a move. Okay, so again, I'm not in. Maybe I'd like to join the party, but I don't want to join the party at the highest point. I gotta wait for maybe a possible pullback. Where could a pullback be? That you gotta kind of determine where's 50% of this big candle. Okay, so now we can grab our fib retracement tool, opening price, closing price of just this candle bar. If I'm identifying where's 50%, 3,340 is 50% of it. Okay, so I've got my red cut line, and if I want now my zone, a little bit above to that 382, a little bit below to the 618, there's the meat of that candle. Make it green just to kind of justify that might be support. Now you see how it's falling right into it. So let's see if we get a retest of it. If you're holding, this is how you can, maybe determine to hold the trade longer. If it respects this and can continue to push up, you're going for a new high. But if it can't hold this, then definitely we'll come back and retest this zone. Okay, so you can see how the candle now is coming in, retesting. Half the candle is expired. You got 2.5 minutes to go, and we're testing this. Okay, guys. Holy shit! Wow, that's some serious news. Like, just regardless of just what's going on right now, 50% tariffs on the EU and 25% on Apple, and starting June 1st. Last time I checked, the date is May 23, June 1st. That's next week. What is going on? Wow. Did he not say there was a 90-day pause? See what I mean? He's changing his mind. I thought he put a 90-day pause for negotiations, and then now he's saying next week they're not cooperating. Some serious things. Holy man. Okay, so like when we're looking for a retest, okay, now it's trading Now, this is what I look for. Did it catch a wick at the top of the green box? No. Did it catch a wick here exactly at the red line at 50%? No, not yet. Is it going to catch a wick at the bottom of the green box? And in the next 60 seconds, the candle is going to close. Okay, so will it close bearish below here? Again, was this like a head fake on that news and then it will come back to equilibrium back down in here? Or is it going to actually hold? So see now how it came in? Beautiful wick coming out. Now where will the body close and how will it close? Okay. And it's unbelievable because the US dollar is really bullish as well. So yeah, PYO, what a president running the country on Truth Social. Hey, he's a different kind of person, but that's the world we live in, and we're traders, so we got to go with the flow with Mr. Trump. Holy shit, it's all over. My phone is blowing up right now on all the news. Apple stock falls after Trump threatens 25% tariff. Holy shit. Okay, so guys, this could be news when we start charting NASDAQ now and going into Wall Street. So this is big, guys. This could shock the market today, right? And going into the long weekend, and he makes an announcement like this. God damn. Man, what is Apple? Apple's down 3% right now in the pre-market. Wow, they're down to 196. I'm licking my chops over here. I might be buying some Apple shares and adding to position on Apple. But maybe we'll drop even further, okay? So now just looking at the candle close, okay? It closed, again, below the daily yellow line. We just opened and it retested it and pushing down. So this is where we got to see now. It has that kind of one leg up, coming back down. Will it find some support in here and try for that double top or continue to break? Or are sellers going to break this and come back down? If you're looking to buy, okay, this is a good opportunity to buy, but a better discount zone would be the green one. You can see it still hasn't really retested here. It was just that big breakout candle, and the first retest we've had was 50% of that volume. So if the sellers bring it back down, this would maybe be a better entry to look for a buy down here. But if this one can hold, yeah, you could get that continuation coming through here. So let's see. Okay, so it's still holding this. It could definitely break and continue to drive. So I might look for a quick little rebuy here. If it can kind of maybe break this. And I'm just going to place kind of my stop very conservative right below the green box if I do get in on this. And then I'm just looking to fill up to that wick and maybe drive just a little higher. Maybe grab a few pips. And it's actually big volume, okay? So the size of the candles look deceiving. They look small, but they're actually pretty big. So this is where you got to kind of decrease your risk if you are taking a trade. Because, 30, 40, 50 pips is like nothing. Just measure this candle alone. Like, it looks like a tiny candle, but this candle is almost 40 pips, okay? And it's a little tiny doji, okay? So yeah, it's coming right back up. Okay, I'm going to test it out. I'm going in a buy. I'm placing a tight stop right below that white line to fill up to the wick. It's already in profit, but that's kind of want to get that fill to that wick. If it fills to the wick, 40 pips. If it can break, maybe 50, okay? So this is a quick little bar scalp. If it can just drive up there, I can bring my stop loss, reduce it. However, if I have to hold it, I can hold it, maybe continue to build and get out of here. But let's see if this bar can do it by itself. Okay, so I'm going to buy here on gold. It retested here, got a higher low. Just want to see if it can continue to build and get up here, okay? For a quick little scalp. And what I mean quick, like right there, that's a quick scalp, But let's see if we get that one extra push. Yeah, that's nice. There we go. Guys, that's 30 pips, okay? So I'm going to go to a quick break even now. Just see. I'm at break even now, okay? I told you, quick little one bar scalp. And worst case scenario is a break even, okay? But I want to see if it can get that push. If not, I'm going to touch that break even, and I don't mind that because I know that this is just kind of like a single bar scalp to see if we can come up to there. But if you want to grab kind of some pips, that's up to you. But I kind of don't want this thing just to fall down. Okay, so I'm holding at break even, up approximately 30 pips. I want to test that wick. If it goes close to 40, 45, I will be definitely taking out 80%. So I'm just verbally telling you guys. All I need is that one more push. We got 60 seconds to go on it. Wow, holy. You see what I mean? You got to be prepared for news. It can come unexpected at any time, anytime. That's a good push. That's a good push. Good push right there with 60 seconds to go. So can we just maybe attempt to take either a tweezer top high or just get up there, right up there to that red line. If this body of this volume can close above these previous bodies, then we can build off of that and maybe take it out. But it looks like I'm going to maybe get tapped out of break even here. So I'm still holding this thing. Again, it would be very nice if the volume can close above these bars, and then maybe we get an ignited bar, just take it now, okay? I'm still in. Now I pay attention to the last 15 seconds. Remember, if we can close above here, that would be really good. And then we could possibly get that extended breakout. So let's see, going into the close here. Can we close right near the high? Oh wow. Okay, there's the close, okay, 50%, cut line quickly. There's my cut, okay. Even if it comes down to test 50%, my break even is down here, ignited bar. So this is where just come on, just, you know, just fill that wick and just pop out a bit. And there's 40 pips, okay, up to there's 50 plus. Okay, remember what I was saying, this is a quick scalp, okay. There we go. Okay, I'm taking out 80% right here. 50 pips plus, yes. 2-bar scalp, 50 pips. 80% out, 20% running. See, guys? I saw the retest at 50%. I like that higher low. As it was coming up, that's where I bought. Placed a real conservative stop loss just right below here. And then when it went up there, break even, and now it's running 50. Got that, guys? Okay. That was just a reaction trade just to the news and to what just happened here. But I didn't want to buy the highs up here, the pullbacks, and then you continue to go, right? How much drawdown did we have on that? 0. Beautiful shit. Yeah, there it goes, okay? 70 pips. Wow. See, scalpers, we like volatility. We like volume in the markets. Oh my goodness. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Guys, you guys are really quiet today. Did anyone get anything out of this? This could be like I didn't expect 100 pip trade just like that in 2 bars. Samuel got a little bit of it. Edmund, you got stopped at break even. Damn. I have a different liquidity provider. Like I'm with Fusion. They're really good. So I thought I was going to get stopped out at break even myself, but they obviously missed me. Miss me. Now you got to kiss me. And there it is. 100 pips, guys. If you can get right up there. You're still in, Sergio? My man. Nice. But also, guys, you know, just it is a Friday. It is a 100 pip move, you know. Reward yourself just a little bit. Sonia, you got it? Good, guys. Holy. Okay, so you see how it's just going in no man's land? All I have is just that yellow line. Now, quick, going backwards. When was the last time the 5 minutes traded in here? Right there. There's a wick, right here, guys. I can clearly see right there. There was that big pop that came out, back down. There's where it retested. So 33.52. Yeah, we just broke that red line. There it is. So you see how I went back? My goodness, okay? But now they pinned it up there, and now they're bringing it down, okay? So, guys, hopefully you guys got a little bit of that, and you know what I mean. 100 pips is 100 pips. You kind of can't play games like that. Sorry, not 100. It was 90 from that point to that point. Okay, so now they rejected it back down. Now it could obviously come back down and test, you know, the break-even entry point, or it could come all the way back down, maybe test this box again. But Guys, it's 8:03, okay? And we're not even in Comex yet. Wow, okay? So, do you guys want me to do NASDAQ really quickly or should I stay with this? You guys got to let me know. I can do NASDAQ in like 5 to 6 minutes and we can have both of these charts ready for going into Comex at 8:20 if you guys like. I trust that you guys can manage this trade on your own. It's in profit, so I trust that you guys can manage profit. Guys, hit the likes on YouTube. I'm sorry about the technical issue we had when we got started, but we're going again. There's 250 viewers. If you guys wouldn't mind hitting like, we really do appreciate it. And I do apologize for the technical issue. Yeah, guys, I kind of want to do US 30, if you guys don't mind. So can you guys hit the likes for the next chart so we can do US, we can do NASDAQ, and then we'll do US 30 at 9 prior going into Wall Street. But right there, guys, 90 pip trade. Hopefully, you guys didn't get that break even hit. But again, I'm managing my risk, okay? So you don't have to go to a break even like I do. That's just me. I should probably trade different lot sizing than you, but again, it just please manage your own accounts, okay? So you see, we broke that red line, came up, it rejected it back down. Now we're closing below here, so open bearish ignited. So it could definitely come back down, retrace down, and then my 20% running will get hit break even there, unless it can maybe flag inside here and then continue to drive up there. But with a move like that, we kind of caught the tail end of it. It all started down here. So if you kind of calculate that entire move, okay, so here's the break even. It's coming. That entire move is 300 pips. Okay, so that's why I made it very verbally clear that I was just grabbing a retest and it was a scalp. Okay, I wasn't looking to build this trade and hold it for the entire day because the bulk of the move is right here, 200 pips. We caught the tail end. So there's my 20%. Now they stopped me out. Okay, but I'm glad that I took out 80% out of that trade. See that wick? That's what stopped me out there at break even. And this is what happens too with a tight break even stop. You see how they tapped me out and then it went right back up. So my liquidity is right in there. So there it goes. My 20% that I had, they stopped me out and they're taking off without me. So and it's a hammer count. And that pisses me off. Okay? So I'm going to have a couple words with Fusion over here. You missed me on the first run, but now you got me. Maybe they're on to us here at SST. I'm going to call Phil Horner, the CEO of Fusion, right after this call and figure out what's going on over here. You should have left me in this. Okay, guys. So manage this, please, guys, if you guys can. I'm going to remove this. That trade is completed. Are we good to go, guys? I always ask you guys, are you guys good to go on the next chart? Can you guys manage this on your own? And you see how that yellow line, that nice daily yellow line. Yep, we're going to do NQ right now. If you guys hit the likes, we're doing it, okay? Wow. So if you guys are still in, congratulations. I hope that this can continue to drive. But let's do NQ because it's 8:07. We got Comex too in 10 minutes, okay? So we got to be quick here, guys. Whoa, holy shit, okay? So markets are dumping. Thank you, Mr. Donald Trump, for dumping Bitcoin, NASDAQ, US 30. Okay, so let's do NASDAQ. Wow, and look at, oh man, so they stopped me out and taken off. Oh, that frustrates me. Oil dumping too? Yeah, probably pretty much everything. Okay, so let's now make some sense out of this. Okay, so quickly, guys, I'm not going to explain everything. You guys know the way how I do my charts, hopefully by now, unless you just started today. But if you just started today with us, you got a lot of work to do, okay, to catch up to all of the snipers, because they've been here for almost 5-6 years, some of the guys. So they know what Dave and I do here. All-time high supply NASDAQ. This good, solid area of structure of demand. Now, wow, look at, we're trading right back into here. So I got to be very accurate with this box. See, I'm down to those low wicks. The volume is above and we're coming into it. So this is a green zone right now, okay? So Now I can see the clear pivot. Okay, remember they protected the second all-time, like third touch of the supply all-time high. So there's a pivot right there. You see kind of how they pivoted it back down. Okay, so we didn't get up there. It's very strategic what they do in the markets. Okay, so it came up. That's it. They didn't allow it. So some big seller in the market is lowering the big offers. Okay, and now it's pushing back down into, these are daily candles, mind you. These are not 5-minute candles. Okay, so now let's make some sense. If we break this green zone today and drop, where are we dropping? Right there. You see that point of interest, those two bodies? 20,340, 350 right in here. So I'm going to place a yellow line here. Interest points right here, and it's roughly 50% of that bearish candle. I see it come down, retest, drop. Okay, big bullish candle. Now we might be coming down. So now what I got to do is just a 50% cut line in this green zone. You can see I'm doing everything without a Fibonacci because I got to be quick here. Right there, that's 50%, and that's the low point of today, guys. Now I want to show you like how accurate this is. Grab your Fibonacci tool. Normally I don't do this because we got a lot of shit going on today, but just look at it. The bottom of the green box, top of the green box. Look at that 0.5. Okay, now it's not guessing. There it is. And it's representing exactly the lowest point of today's wick. So we just tapped into 50% of this green zone. Okay, now you can get rid of this. And now if the buyers push it up, we're going to test this top of the green zone, 20,830. If you need to place lines, just place it. I use like the zone to represent a critical point of interest. Now, this big bearish candle coming down. Is there anything we can do with this? Okay, you can see where it kind of consolidated right here, and there's a 3-bar play Tetris piece. Remember we talked about a Tetris piece, how it's that bar, inside bar, and drop. That's, if you guys play the game of Tetris, please get an old school Game Boy or old school Nintendo retro and just play Tetris this weekend. It sharpens your brain skills to kind of anticipate the next piece of the puzzle, and you got to think fast, just like scalping. You got to think fast. You got to think fast. Tetris is a great game. It's just an overall great Nintendo game, but it also teaches you how to think fast, make snappy decisions, where to move the next puzzle, how to move it around. It's a great game, believe me. It sharpens your brain, and you can utilize it in trading. Okay, now with the volume right now, we still haven't even dissected today's daily candle. We don't even know the highs, lows, this, that. So following off of yesterday, wow, we got a lot to do here. Okay, close, open, there was yesterday's low. We can mark it with a point of interest, yellow line, and we came back up, okay, point of interest on the high, okay? But I would go more so 50% of the bearish candle right there. I can see came and closed right there. Today we opened. Look at our high wick on NASDAQ, okay? Just barely just opened green a little bit, and they dropped it, okay? So holy shit, Mr. Trump, what did you do here? Look at this. Tested this, filled, break. We filled the wick, and we're dropping down to 50% exactly of this zone. If it continues to drop, guys, here's a target. 20,575, the bottom of the green box, right there. Place a yellow line. If it continues to go in here, now this is where I got zone. Just cut this in half, real quick. Yellow, yeah, the tapes. Okay, cut it in half. That's me just guessing that that's a halfway point. If you're not 100% accurate, get your fib tool and you figure it out where it's exactly half. But now, let's now get our fib tool for today's daily candle and figure out where the meat of this bearish volume is from current pricing right now. Okay, so there's 0.5 right there, and above is right there, and right there. There's the meat of the sandwich. This yesterday's yellow line, I can get rid of it. It's irrelevant now because the 618 is representing it. So there you go. There's the bearish meat on today's daily candle. If it pulls back in here, we could be selling through there. You know, like for example, if the market just does this, it comes back up into here, we sell back down, right? Unless the buyers can prove to us they close it above here, we flip this one green, then they could be breaking out here and continue to the upside. That's your inside breaker block. Whatever you guys call it on ICT, I don't give a shit what you guys call this thing. I call it the meat on the sandwich. But this thing is not as strong as this one up here, okay? So that's just like your inverted block in there, okay? But if it comes back up, we sell from there is kind of the higher probability trade because we're selling at a premium, okay? You know, like when we were buying on a discount that gold trade, we're now selling at a premium. Same thing, opposite, because it's bearish. Man, okay, so that's the daily candle. Holy, it's a tough candle. That's a big bear candle. Now to the hourly. Okay, it just started right now when Trump announced that 7:22 a.m. There it is, 7 a.m. candle. But you can see how it was slowly kind of coming down. But that's news and continue to break. My goodness. Okay. Again, I don't even need to look at hourly RSI. It's probably in the basement. Yes, it is. It's down to 25, but that doesn't give you the right to just continue to buy. Now, transitional candles. Close, open, white line. Let's get some hourly points of interest. White line right there. Okay, if we do, and these are big scalps, like even if you counter a scalp up, and then look at from the white line to the yellow line. From the yellow line, imbalance fill, that's clean traffic right there, the gray part of my chart. And again, there's my zone, from here to the yellow line, from the yellow line to there, then clean fill imbalance up there. But right now, just, it's a falling knife. Sometimes don't buy a falling knife because it might just be a little counter and continue drop. Now what I look at is more specifically in between here and here. You see that wick? That's what's holding the entire market right there. That last pullback on May 12 at 10 a.m. So just right there, okay? 20,620. Okay, so that's hourly. Oh my goodness. So you see that meat of that sandwich right there in that hourly. So if it comes back in there, we could be looking to sell and back down, okay? Now on the 5 minutes. Oh, sorry, Sergio. Your daughter says the teacher says bad words. Guys, let me know if you got your kids around, and I'll try not to use bad language. Sergio, it's the French Canadian in me. I can't help that. I don't have any French Canadian in me. I don't know why I say it. It's kind of a term they say, you know, but I don't know. I don't have any French Canadian in me, but I kind of blame myself when I swear I blame the French Canadian side. No, guys, I do apologize. Okay, if you do have your kids around, let me know. Sometimes when I have my kids around, I don't swear, but they're not here right now. They're sleeping, get ready for school, and they're gonna. But sometimes I get a little silly, guys. Okay. Okay, but look at the 5 minutes. Okay, pushing down, pushing down. Now the volume is thinning out. Okay, guys. Oh, 816. Okay, and deep in the red. A lot of retail traders might be just buying because RSI is telling us to buy. What I do is I box it in now, right there, and I say, okay, if it's going to go back up, buyers can prove to me that they can maybe possibly close above here, maybe and show me. Unless you want to speculate with a small buy, but if you're buying, they could just continue pushing it back down. So just be careful here. We're getting ready for Comex with gold on the other charts, but wow, what a big drop, okay? So just adding some EMAs, EMA 9, EMA 200, we're clearly below it. And let's bring these two side by side. Okay, and that's our big bear candle, okay, on the daily. This big black candle. Okay, it's right up the, you got it, wow, holy. Whew. Okay, and gold is still moving. Okay, and look how many times it's kind of retested the yellow line, still holding. So you guys got any runners on gold? Are you guys still holding it up here? And just be careful. We got Comex market open. Oh, let me go 2 charts. Sorry, my bad. There we go. Okay. And then we'll do US 30 after 9 a.m. If we do get enough likes, we'll add US 30. But right now, let's focus on gold and NASDAQ right here. Okay. Runner, Lisa? Good. Good. Okay, so get ready for another volatility now. Now, if we didn't have what Trump just said, we would be talking about the volatility coming right now in Comex. Okay, so now we got another volatile situation to watch here. So if you're in a trade, please manage your trade. I'm on the sidelines. I'm out, and I'm waiting now. Okay, so it could definitely pull back. If it pulls back, let's see if it can continue to hold this block in here. If this one can't hold then this would be a better one down in here, because this one was consolidating for the entire morning. That was just that breakout on the news. So we'll see what happens here. Okay, guys? Man, these markets are crazy this year. Holy. Yeah, we'll do, guys, we will do US 30. Just listen to what I'm saying. Pay attention. We will do US 30 just after 9 a.m. That's what we've been doing this entire week. Let's not change it up. Okay? So you don't got to keep asking for US 30. We will get it done. Right now, we can watch NASDAQ and gold for now. We kind of want to watch some, some movement in the markets, not just doing top-down analysis all day. So here we go. 20 seconds into Comex, 8:20 a.m. Eastern. And again, we got some 8:30 news, but it's Canadian retail red folders. I don't think it will highly impact the US dollar. But here we go, guys. Okay, so here's open. Could be gaps in the market. Watch. Okay. Nope. Okay, so they're holding it right now. Okay. Sorry, guys. I just want to go a little bit bigger in here. Maybe Comex is going to be a dud due to Trump's announcement. Okay, here we go. Okay, so they opened it, didn't get that bullish push. If I just look at the wicks, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. So just technically, they are lowering the offers down. Okay. But again, it held these wicks here at that daily yellow line. There's also your 9 EMA meeting there. Okay, so now what I look for, is it going to be a higher low wick, or is it going to come back down and test this? Remember, there's more volume in the market now, so it could definitely break this and come back down and test our green zone in here. Okay, that's what I mean, guys. Don't just buy because RSI is down to 18. Okay, it's been down 18 for quite a bit, for over almost an hour, 45 minutes. Okay, so like I say, if I want to buy, I want the buyers to prove to me that they can close above this zone. If not, sellers are going to continue to sell. This is where if you want to buy, you're speculating. Yeah, you better be speculating. Don't be hammering big lots in here because you'll get wrecked. And that's not what you want on a Friday, believe me. Okay, so not much going on in Comex, okay, but maybe the next 5-minute bar will be the one. But right now, it's still kind of consolidating in here. I think the market needs to catch its breath, just like us. We got to catch our breath after a move like that. So the market is catching its breath, digesting what Trump said. Like he kind of attacked, kind of went after Apple. That's one of the biggest corporations in the entire world. Went after EU, and I thought it was July 1st. It was June 1st. That is what, next week? Like, man. And I guarantee you there's going to be more and more news over this long weekend. So that's why I'm stressing to you guys, careful holding positions over the weekend. So Tuesday morning, you're not, you wake up and you're like, what just happened? Okay. Just know, if you're going to hold a position, hold a smaller one over the weekend. It's that's up to you. Like, but I'm just trying to show you, like, you saw news how it can just come out and see how it impacts the markets. Okay, but it's a doji candle, kind of just consolidating. It hasn't really gone anywhere. So they could definitely spike it out here. NASDAQ, unbelievable. It's still pushing down. Okay, why is NASDAQ pushing down? Remember, I just listened to the words that I just said. 25% tariffs on Apple, one of the biggest corporations, and NASDAQ is a big component of Apple. So you see how NASDAQ is still pushing down. 88 likes, come on guys. It's 240 viewers. We got into a gold trade that hit 90 pips. Got to get those likes up. The only reason we're here today with YouTube is because, remember I asked yesterday 200 likes, there was 240? That's the only reason we're on YouTube today. We would have been in the Zoom right here, privately, but 3350 level is nervous. Yeah, it's a psychological area. You got to be careful up here. Yeah, Christoph, 50% tariffs on Europe. Not possibly, he implemented it. Okay, so you see now it broke. It broke a daily yellow position here on NASDAQ. 20,700 broke, okay? So will it come down now and maybe close positive? But still, if it's falling here. Alex, don't abandon you guys. We need some chat shit in the AM. You can join us and chat with the snipers in the Zoom. But we're not gonna do this if no one appreciates what we do. It's just a like. Like, it's not asking for money from. It's just a like. Just, you know, just like where you hit the buy and sell button, there should be a like button on your platform. Doesn't take that much effort. If you guys enjoy this, if you're getting value out of what we do, it's not that difficult to like. I watch YouTube too. If I get value out of the channel, I like the channel. I subscribe to the channel. Okay, so it's barcoding. So what I could do is I could box this entire, see the volume? It's kind of consolidating right here. Okay, so, you know, it's just, again, accumulating for the next move. We got buyers that are buying, sellers that are selling. Buyers that are buying, sellers that are selling. Okay, so maybe we got to wait for confirmations to close above or below. And then NASDAQ also, this is a consolidating zone as well. You got a nice bullish candle right now, but it just opened. Again, it could come up and just go back down, just like this one came up, went back down. This one came up, went back down. This one came up bullish, went back down. This one could come up bullish and go back down. But we need buyers on a 5-minute candle to close above some structure in order to show some sort of strength. Otherwise, it's going to continue to build. So I would build with a small position if you're counter buying NASDAQ. Otherwise, you could just continue to maybe sell it at resistance points here or up here. But just know that if you're building a position, because it's kind of making one bottom, it could come back up. We figure out where the neckline is, and then it could come back down for that second bottom. Just be careful. Now you got gold, okay, breaking, but every time it kind of breaks where the volume is, it's a wick, a wick, a wick. There's a wick, a wick, a wick, a wick. Okay, so that's the entire range, but most of the volume is still concentrated right in here. CC, you're the best. I like 3 times for you guys, 2 laptops and a phone. CC, you're the best. I appreciate you. You don't need to do that. 1 like is perfectly fine. Okay, so now we got 2 minutes to go, guys, and look at the time, 8:28, okay? So we're gonna get a new 30-minute candle now opening. So let's take a quick look at the 30-minute candle, okay? So the 30-minute candle right now is kind of like a spin top. So it could definitely retrace back down, or it could build to go back up. NASDAQ's 30-minute candle came all the way down. Now it's a hanging man candle still, but can they flip it and maybe next 30 minutes might see a counter bullish leg coming back up. So 8:30, guys, and we do have two Canadian red folders coming up right here. Core retail sales month over month, core retail excluding automobiles, and then we have our retail sales coming up. Okay, so that's Canadian news. Now we got a bearish candle coming down. Let's see where it will close in the next 60 seconds. NASDAQ has a bullish candle. Let's see where it will close in the next 60 seconds. Omar, should you buy or sell now? I don't know. Like, I don't guess when I trade. It's not a coin flip. I go with confirmations. That's how I trade. It's not a coin flip for me. This is not a coin flip game. I base my trades off of how the volume moves. That's how I trade. I verbally tell you guys every time I take a trade. Right now, I don't think it's good to take a trade right now going into 8:30. Sidelines. No buy, no sell. Sidelines right now. Let's see where this body closes, guys. And look at that. That's a strong bullish candle in the 5 minutes. Okay, but will it close above range? Will it hold? Okay, so it didn't close above here. So it could pull back. Look for maybe a 50% pullback. Okay, so gold did close below there. So definitely could maybe push down a little bit. But maybe let's see what type of reaction it has coming down into this green zone. But this, remember, this is a daily yellow point of interest. So it still is technically holding. It's coming back in for the retest. So if I was to just cut that bearish candle in half right there. Okay, so look at NASDAQ, how it's retesting right there, 50%. Okay, so is it going to come right through here again and break out? Is it going to transact inside here? So again, no real direction currently, just coming back in. It could, it's still barcoding, maybe comes in there and let the volume kind of stay in there. Okay, that's a good candle on NASDAQ. That's a hammer, could possibly break out of here. That could be an opportunity to buy NASDAQ to fill up, just up to that yellow line. Let's see how it came up there. Now it's coming back down. Will it get another kind of filled back up to come back up? It got rejected right at that 9 EMA, so it's now coming back down. Watch that candle. Yeah, I like how gold is building, guys, from maybe like a continuation buy up here to fill those wicks and continue to move. Yeah, looks good. I'm going to go on a continuation buy on gold. I'm placing my stop again, pretty tight, right below that yellow line. It's been retested multiple times, so I'm leaving my stop just below there. I'm looking to break out of here and to fill maybe these prior wicks and just to make maybe a new high. So I'm testing out, I'm in a buy on gold. See if it can just drive through here a little bit. And my stop is below this yellow line, which has been retested multiple times. So I'm keeping my protected stop below there. Okay. So just to fill those wicks, maybe to that prior wick would be again 40 pips if it can fill to that, just that prior wick, and then break could be about again 50 pips. And then maybe a continuation if we can get that volume to close above here in the next 10 minutes. Okay. So we haven't had a 5-minute body close above here in the last 30 minutes. Maybe this one might be the first one to close above. But let's see if we can fill some of these wicks. Maybe take out that high. There we go. Okay. Pushing up, pushing up. Okay, that's 25 pips right there. But let's aim for filling the wick. to get maybe 40 to 50, and maybe a body closing above here. Let's 90 seconds to go, 90 more seconds. Okay, so can we just get a few gold buyers just to ask to trade above 3335, 3336 up here? But more importantly, can the body close above this range? Because then any pullbacks could be support. There we go. Fill. Remember, guys, measure like right there, a red line right at that wick. Okay, there. Okay, so it tapped right in there. Can we just break out a little bit? Okay, we don't want tweezer top highs. We kind of just want right now one more push. Oh man, because if we get stuck at a tweezer top high, then it will retrace back down, but let's see how much of the volume we can retain in this candle. Okay. 30 seconds to go. So this is the last 30 seconds, the most critical and important part of the candle. It's going into the close of the candle, and who has the momentum going into the next bar. So you see how we got rejected at that tweezer top high, pushing down. So now can we retain volume to close above this position, and we build off of it to fill the wick and continue to go. So here's the close in 10 seconds. We'll get one more push right into the close. Who will win this bar? Let's see. So because we haven't broken for a new higher high yet. Okay, there's the close. Okay, so any retests right where my cursor is, at this structural area. So like kind of right here, you know, if you kind of draw yourself a little bit of a zone, the candle opened ignited, mind you. Okay, so are they protecting this, or can we just pop right through here? This is a daily candle. We're at the highest point, so can we just get that daily candle just to pop right through here? That's all we want, just to break that wick and drive, and then get 50 pips, and then maybe start to trail your stop loss to a break even and maybe into some profit. But if it needs to consolidate, we might flag here, but we still haven't retested the zone where we just broke out. Now it's coming for the retest. So this is where I'd like to see a quick wick if we can get it. NASDAQ is building. Look at NASDAQ. Okay, NASDAQ is building pretty good too. Okay, but we got to watch this gold trade. So we got the retest. Okay, so that's perfect. We got our retest. Now can we just drive with the volume, break these and drive to 50 pips, and ultimately reducing our risk. There we go. Okay, so just a little tiny bit of volume just up here, and we're good to go to break even. Well, I'm gonna go to a break even. Okay, up 50 pips. There we go, another 50 pip trade. I'm gonna start to secure a little bit. That's it. There we go. Beautiful. 60 pips, 65, 70. Zero drawdown, continuation. I took out 80% up there at 70 pips, and I've got 20% running with a break even. Doesn't get better than that. Almost 170 pips just on two little scalps here. Guys, do you guys understand like that trade? I don't know if you guys understand like my thought process in that. Try to explain it to you guys, but wow. Okay, so I have nothing above here. Where could it go? Really quickly. We got to go backwards. We got to go backwards. When was the last time it traded up here? Okay, now let's get some context. Right there, you see those wicks I just fell down? 33.60 on the dot. Right there, boom. Okay, that would be a big target. 33.60, right there, that red line. That's a massive target up there. Okay, that would be approximately 85 pips to get up to target, right there. And then you got your big daily point of interest. Guys, we're eating this morning. Okay, love or hate Donald Trump, he provides volatility for the markets, and scalpers love volatility for small little moves like this. 1 or 2 candlesticks in 5 or 10 minutes can be literally 100 pips. But more importantly, like what I said yesterday, do not judge a trader on profits. Judge a trader on drawdown. That shows maturity. Drawdown. I think this entire week, we haven't encountered any drawdown. I think one trade hit stop loss. It was a NASDAQ trade for 13 pips. I remember that. But if I accumulate all of the pips this week, well over 1,000, and just took a 13 pip stop loss. So you see, I didn't bite on the sells, right? I saw that the daily yellow line, top-down analysis is king. Hold, 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 hold. Waited for the market to come down. I waited for 8:30, and I loved how it was coming up, closed above, retested properly, break those highs, and drive. That's it, guys. Hit the likes, 250 viewers. I don't know how else what we can do to earn your likes. I don't know. What else do you want us to do for you guys? Do you want me to get up and dance for you guys? What do you guys want me to do? Oh my goodness. Okay. So you see NASDAQ, it's still consolidating in the zone. It's still building. But NASDAQ is not the time right now. NASDAQ's time is Wall Street, okay? But gold, wow. Holy, there we go. Look at that daily candle. Holy shit, look at the daily candle beside us. My goodness. How do you short this daily candle? Okay, guys. So are we good on this trade? I got 20% running. And there's another close. Ignited open. Let's pop our wick and drive. Wow, okay. Ignited open, wick pop. We could continue drive, cut line. If you want to bring this just up to 50% of that previous candle, that's the candle we want, that ignited open. It doesn't get any better than that. We just need to break that 3,360, that psychological red line right there. But it might provide some resistance. If we can break this, oh my goodness, we could trickle right up to that 3,365, that daily point of interest. And then that's where I would consider taking some good profit if you're still in this, up to that yellow line. Because that's no joke up there. That's a daily point of interest. And if it gets up there, that could be approximately 130 pips, okay? But any pullbacks, okay, you can see we're having difficulty breaking that high where I got from back in the day. That's why looking back is so important. Now it's coming down. If we retest, 50% right there. Let's see now. See, we couldn't break that, so now here it comes down. That's where I'd like to see a wick, okay, right there. I didn't get it. So the next point of interest would be where this body closed and this body opened right there at 3,354, okay? That's where I'd like to see ultimate support right there. However, if we can get a higher low, remember that is 50% exactly, the cut line. But what I do sometimes is a little bit above and a little bit below. So had I done that, it is representing a little bit above and a little bit below, okay? So let's see now if it can build, flip this bearish volume, flip the candle, and drive to that yellow line. But remember, it might come down, okay? So I've got only 20% invested, which is still pretty good profit in here, but the bulk of the trade I took out when it was driving. Danny, Ron should shave his head for likes. No way, no way. It took me too long to grow this hair, Danny. I'll never do that. No way. I don't care how many likes. Ron's not shaving his head, but I do look good with I used to have like a buzzed hair. It's nice in the summertime. Maybe I'll do it. But I like hair now too. I think my hair is growing. The more pips I get, my hair is growing. You can see when Ron is receding, he's struggling as a trader. Ron's taking some big losses. That's the stress of a trader. Okay. But guys, I trust that you can manage the trade on your own. What time is it? 8:40. So we still got 20 more minutes before we do US 30. NASDAQ, you know, it's had that huge drop. Now it's just continuing to consolidate here. But it still, look, technically, it is still holding 50%, that red line right there. So it's still building in here, which could definitely break out. But it could also come back down for maybe a second bottom. And it's building now at the yellow line, a daily position right here, okay? So where it's building is a key area. It's not just like just like any area on the 5 minutes. It's at a daily point of interest. It's exactly 50% of that big demand zone. Okay, so that's important too. But there's news in the markets. Trump kind of shocked the markets with that news. So sometimes, you know, these things don't hold just because they're daily points of interest. When you have news shocking the markets, sometimes these don't hold up. But for the most part, it is holding up right now. We got a beautiful wick, okay, a big bearish candle, but again, in that zone, we picked it back up. Now, can we flip the candle into a bullish pin bar, hopefully a hammer, and continue to drive out of here? And then we get up to our yellow line, 3365. I wouldn't mind scaling out another 10% up there, over 100 pips, exceeding my daily goal prior to going into Wall Street. Like, we're doing really well this week, guys. Jitendra, Trump always changing his mind. He's acting like some kind of diva. I don't know about that, but yeah, he always changes his mind. Okay, so we did get the closure. We got another ignited bar. Remember, if we're buyers, we love ignited bars. That's the best open you could get. It's bullish right off the hop. So, and we don't have too much wicks to fill. Like, they're not a huge exhausted wick. So, but we lost our open. So momentarily, when you get a bullish ignited open, you kind of got to take advantage of it real early, like the first 10, 15 seconds. So it came down. We got a little tiny wick. It's not, like, I'm a very technical trader. So it's not a bullish ignited candle anymore. There's a low wick on it. But now we got some volume coming back in. So can we just fill these two wicks here? It's not much to ask for when you've got a daily bullish candle looking like this. So again, we're trading at the highest point of the day, and we're just continuing to trade with the momentum. I'm not looking for shorts. I'm not selling. Why would I do that when, look how visual this daily candle is? I want to be a buyer. I want to buy with this. And then I just want to see if that daily candle can hit that daily position, that yellow line. So hopefully we can break out of here and maybe continue to collect 100 plus pips and start to scale out a little more. I don't know if you guys have already scaled out, but again, you do your own trading, right? I'm more concerned about the risk management to hopefully get everyone at a break even, and then I've done my job as an educator. After that, I can't tell you what to do with your profit. Everyone's different. I don't know what lot sizes you guys are using. I have no idea. That's for you to do, right? If I take you guys to a restaurant after the call and we go eat, I'm going to give you a menu and you order what you want. I'm not going to tell you what to order, but I'll give you a few suggestions. I know some good restaurants and I know where there's some really good food. But if we go eat together, you order what you want. I'll pay the bill. You order what you want. But my main concern, guys, it's stressful doing this in front of a live audience, you know? Dave and I are always thinking about you guys, believe it or not. So it really does affect the way how we trade, but I'm more concerned about stop losses and break evens. And I want you guys to learn how to also scale out. It's not that bad to take some money out of the markets. Like, believe me, I want to hold this gold trade over the weekend. I want to hold it into next week. I want to hold it into 2026. I would love that, but I'm just scalping this little small zone right here. What's that? You are too fast, sniper. I miss your entry point. It's not just me. I'm fast, sniper. Scalping is very, very fast, you know, so you got to make fast decisions quickly. But if it's too fast, just go down here and get off the 5 minutes. Go to a 15-minute. You slow the market down. Check out a 30-minute candle. You substantially slow the market down. You could intraday trade on the hourly candles. You're really slowing down the market, okay? You don't need to scalp 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute candles like I do. This fits my personality. This fits my work schedule. This fits my style of trading. It fits the way how I've been trading for over 20 years, and I've learned this, and I enjoy this. I like to get in the markets for 30 minutes, 1 hour, hit my daily goal, and go on with my day. I don't want to sit and stare at charts all day. I'm sorry. My eyes are killing me. My back is killing me. I don't want to sit in front of this trade. I love you guys. Like, I'll sit here all day with you guys. But me, by myself, I don't want to sit in front of the computer all day. So that's why I like scalping. In and out of the markets, hit your daily goal, and go on, do your things. And then I enjoy the rest of my day. I take my profit from the markets. I flip homes. I have rental properties. I have other businesses. I utilize that money. I make some more investments with that money, get recurring revenue, and enjoy life. Like, you don't know how beautiful it is after this call to go for a walk. You know, like, a lot of people are working their 9 to 5 and it's so peaceful. I walk by this pond by my house, listening to the birds chirp, and just, it's peaceful. It's nice, you know, and I appreciate that because I know how hard other people are hustling and bustling and working and coming home from work in a 1 hour of traffic. You know, like, I appreciate these things in life. I don't take them for granted. But it's a lot of hard work. What's that, Johnny? You've got the next round of strawberries to go pick after this call? Oh, yeah. Strawberry season is coming up. I love strawberry picking. I used to be a strawberry picker. That was my job when I was 12 years old. My dad used to drop me off at the berry farm. And back then, Johnny, it was, you know, those little green baskets? I was getting paid 25 cents to fill up one of those baskets. And it was piecework, right? I wasn't paid by the hour. So this is where I learned, you know, and my dad left me there. If you pick 10 of those baskets, you make $2.50. And I hustled my ass off. I made a lot of money picking those berries. That's where I learned hard work. My dad would just drop me right off at the farm with my sisters and said, get to work. But it was, I enjoyed it. I loved it. I ate more strawberries than I picked. I was just sitting there eating them. Yeah, you would have eaten half. That's what I did, Tammy. I was just eating them. Eat one, put one in the basket. Eat one, put one in the basket. Okay, guys, but look, we pulled back right into the green zone, and now we're building, again, a nice bullish candle. So all we got to do is just build to get through these highs right here. So still holding this. See how structure has not broke yet? There's pullbacks, but they're healthy pullbacks. They're pulling back, and we might continue going for a high. Look at NASDAQ, how it's just like kind of dying inside here. It's consolidating, maybe to go to 9 a.m. Yep, I was a cherry picker. Oh yeah, biggest log. I did cherries, strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, apples, all of them. And you know what? It's kind of a sad story because the land I live on now was that berry farm. They got rid of the farms. A developer bought the land that I used to pick the strawberries on, and now they build my subdivision. So when I go for a walk, it brings back memories when I was a kid. But it's unfortunate. Land development, you know, took away that farm. Now I have to drive like 45 minutes to go to the next berry farm. I take my kids there, but yeah, it sucks now. When I was growing up, there was farm everywhere. There's farms, flea markets, all of those things. Now there's nothing. Now it's just industrial. It's all commercial. It's all building, development, things like that. Sucks. Sucks for my kids because they can't get that like how we used to have that. Now I got to drive 1 hour just to go to a berry farm to take them to go have some fun and pick some strawberries and things like that. But it's worth it. Guys, so we didn't get it. It was a bullish candle. They rejected it back down. So it's coming down to retest this. Again, there's my break even. I'll let you guys know when they tap me out. Almost getting tapped out here. So I'm still in it. I'll let you guys know as soon as they tap me out. But that's that 20% runner, okay? Yeah, there they got me. So I'm out of this trade now. That 20% runner is closed there. But you see, okay, so there they held it down. So that's our resistance, 3,360 for the rest of the morning, okay? So now I see they held it below that daily point of interest, and now the market can start to come down now, okay? So I'm okay with that. That's what runners are for. But I'm happy that I scaled out 80%, the bulk of my position on that trade. So I'm okay with that, you know. So, but if you keep your entire trade and you're up 100 pips and then the market rotates back down, that's kind of demoralizing, right? And then it might affect your trading right after that. You might now get mad. You might revenge trade. You might now just, you guys know those emotional trading with emotions. So that's why I trade with a plan. You know, I left a runner to continue to go. Again, the runner is kind of like, if it goes, I can buy another position off of it, okay? But I'm not, that's what runners are for. I don't think I need to justify myself anymore. You guys should know what runners are for. And now we got the market coming right back down into this consolidated box. And then I look at the time, we're 5 minutes before 9 a.m. So maybe they're cooling off this move, and then 9 a.m., maybe we're going to come back up. However, if the sellers kind of close it below here, it could start to drop down a little bit more, okay? So Trump has released the news, the market has digested it. Now we might just continue with regular trading. Okay, guys, so are we all good on that trade? Did we understand the assignment there? Sherry, awesome. Okay, guys, so we're 2 for 2 right now, and we're going into 9 a.m. So we'll wait till 9:05, and then we'll proceed to do a top down on US 30, and then we'll bring all 3 securities together, gold, NASDAQ, and US 30. We'll take a quick little break, couple minutes. Again, I'm the minute man, so we'll take a couple minute break. Either if you got to go for a smoke, grab a drink, go to the washroom. Hopefully you're not, I wear a diaper like me. Some days I wear a diaper and I just pee right in the diaper like a baby. But, you know, I don't want to miss a candlestick open. So sometimes just wear Depends. No, Shay, I'm joking. I don't wear Depends, guys. As you get older and more mature, you can make fun of yourself. I couldn't do this when I was younger. My ego is too big. But now I just don't care anymore. That's where you have fun in life. Okay, so again now cut line. So that was a pretty large bearish candle, right? So I'm cutting it right there. Like these two were not big volume. That's a good size candle. This is a good size candle. So now the buyers are coming up, and now they're testing the point of control of this previous bearish candle. Okay, so are they going to push these buyers down, or are the buyers coming back up to close it above here, and then maybe we'll get that leg. But you see, sometimes when you get stopped out, then the move continues to go up. This is where sometimes I go to my journal, and if I see I have a lot of break evens, then maybe I went, instead of keeping, like we talked about this the other day, maybe just adjust not a direct break even, but maybe a 5 or 10 pip stop loss. You've still substantially reduced your risk a lot, but maybe to leave it to run, I don't know. It's a mental for me. Even if it's a 5 pip stop loss, when I see a stop loss, it affects me emotionally. When I see a BE, it's different. I don't know what it is. I think when it's a stop loss, you know you physically lost out on a trade, and the way how I interpret it is a lot different than just a break even. But with a break even, I don't know what it is. I'm okay with a break even. But when I see a stop loss, like that stop loss this week, that NASDAQ, that 13 pips, that was out of all of the profitable trades I've had this week, the one that bothered me the most was that 13 pip stop loss on NASDAQ. I'm telling you guys the honest truth. And someone will say, Ron, that's crazy because you've done really well this week. And that one bothered you? Yes, it did. That's how I am as a trader. Those stops really do bother me. A break even doesn't bother me. But look at NASDAQ. Oh my goodness. Like how long has it been coiling up in here? These are 5-minute candles. We got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 minutes of this consolidation in here. So they could definitely bring it down a little lower, okay, because sellers are accumulating as well as buyers are accumulating. So we might get a push out of here or a push down here. NASDAQ is not going to trade in this zone the entire day. So you can see how it's really, really coiling up. And look at the daily candle, very bearish. Are they going to flip it in Wall Street and bring it up, or are we going to just continue bearish today? And look at that. Look at that big bullish candle. So it came right back in. And look at the wicks. Sorry, they're tweezer bottom lows. Okay, you see how they're tweezer bottom lows, protected lows. They didn't create a new lower low in the market. And now we got a big bullish candle coming right back up. Wow. And we're 30 seconds away from 9 a.m. This is unbelievable price action. Is anyone still in gold? Because if we break here, our daily point of interest, 3365 right up here. Are you guys still holding gold, or did you guys get stopped out right there? So you see this zone? Like I have it neutral here, but you can see if you kind of make it green, you can see how it's still holding. Bullish ignited candle, open. That's beautiful at 9 a.m. Oh my goodness. Just pop these and then just continue drive. So it was bullish ignited. So remember I say they kind of last like 10, 15 seconds. You got to get that push right away as soon as it, so, but when it pulls down, you see how it's reloading? It's reloading. It's kind of like refueling the rocket ship, and it's there. We tapped. Now break and push it. We don't want 3 triple tweezer top highs. We just want to break and move for a new high, especially at 9 a.m. with that new momentum, that new volume, and then we could push quite, yeah, there's the push. So we created a new high now. That's beautiful. So that interrupts the depth of market right there. That's big because a lot of these sellers, I guarantee you they got protected stops right up here. So they just came, hunted their stops, provided liquidity. Now all we need is buyers to continue to ask up here, and we're driving. And you got the daily candle at the highest point, and it's driving. Bullish ignited open, beautiful. It doesn't get any better than that at 9 a.m. But you see the market came down, came to my protected break even, and then there it goes. So it's frustrating, I know, but what keeps me humble is I took out 80% on that move. So that's where I stay humble. But guys, if you're in this, congratulations. Wow, there it is. So it just kissed that daily point of interest right there. Unbelievable. Yeah, here Piggy is still golden Godzilla bars. Yeah, these are big bars. That candle alone is a healthy candle. That's a 75 pip candle. No joke, guys. Those are big candles. My goodness, this is a great, great market. Zanetta, you're still holding Goldie? Amazing. Sean, you took out 90% and 10% hit break even. It's unfortunate, Sean, it happens, but just look at it like me. We still cleared 90%, 80%. We still got money in our pockets. Just Sean, just keep compounding every single day, every week, every month, every year. Okay, but look, guys, okay, it came and it tapped that yellow line. The yellow line is there for a reason, right? That's why it's important top-down analysis. Like, if I was still in that trade, I definitely, oh my God, the computer's